earlier, but we will be um, saying goodbye to Jared and hello to Mike Beeston in this casting call for this third and final game.
All right, with that, I will bid my adieu. Uh, great games, Michael. All right, I ended the stream. Yeah, you actually jungle diff the shit out of that guy.
Yeah. Your release game was really amazing.
The release game, you actually like diff the fuck out of him.
Like do flashy stuff, especially on the Ori bot. I audited him, let him walk away, and threw W, and then Nick killed him with Q like I was like, bro, come on, like that was so clean. But it's fine. It's okay. It was fun. So. But thanks.
All right, I'll catch y'all later.
Feel better, Jared.
Doodles.
Please feel better.
I appreciate it.
Well, Finn, how are you?
I'm splendid. How are you?
I mean, we just won 2 games, so I feel pretty good.
Good to hear. I am a little tired, but I apologize if I slack at any point.
No. I'll keep up the pace. I got it. I'll lock in.
I know Jared was like a little sick, so there were a couple of moments of silence.
Lulls. It's okay.
And I do feel bad about that.
Your boy is back. I'm a commentator now. Look at me go.
I'm excited about it.
I think it'll be fun. I'm interviewing Nick and Noah. So.
Oh, why?
Why? I don't know. I just thought it'd be fun.
I said, oh my.
Oh yeah, 2 people, double the trouble. Sounds fun though.
Big situation. Who's filling in for you?
Noah, Jimble Slimble. Shout out the new UNF jungler when I am done. He is in it to win it.
Are you in your senior year?
I am. I graduate in next month, so there goes Mike Beeston. Someone play the send off music, please. What year are you in, Finn?
I'm in my junior year right now, so I don't expect to be sticking around too much longer. But
I see. You'll be here longer than me.
I will be commentating for the next couple of years.
I hope so.
Are you a transfer student? Oh no, I will be here longer than you.
Yeah, you will be here longer than me. Yes, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what did you think of the comps? Game 2, a little scary.
I liked your game 2 comp a lot better than I liked your game 1 comp. I didn't really understand as much what you were going for with game 1. I felt like the Malphite pick was a little bit strange. Like it felt like your game 1 comp was like a pick comp, but you didn't have a super consistent way to catch someone out. It felt like you were relying really heavily on the Elise CC. And then once you picked Malphite, it sort of made more sense. Like you're going for Malphite ult into bubble into something else, but it was a little less or a little less flashy.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like the Malphite was good into they had like double AD top or like top side. It was like Jarvan Gnar, so I felt like the Malphite was strong for laning. But Nick didn't really build any MR, so there's one fight that ELG were like 6,000 gold behind, maybe more honestly, and Nick went in with Unstoppable Force, got a 2-man knockup, and just instantly died, and the Gnar was able to go in and clean up.
That's a dragon, yeah.
It felt more like you guys, the first game, were building your comp around like being anti-dive rather than having a goal for yourself. Like you wanted to avoid something rather than do something, and I like that a little bit less, but you know, it worked out.
Yeah. I like anti-dive. I think it's good, but you have to pull it off. I thought we did quite well. The Jarvan R'd me several times and I just E'd or just flashed away, and I was like, then we just killed him, so just wasted R doing nothing.
I felt like you made like a crazy difference that game. Like you did so much in the early game. I felt like it was like a safety net for your team. Just like your camp clear was super unique, by the way. Did you go like?
Yeah, I go. So Elise does a
you went,
3
like,
camp
red
clear.
buff, blue buff?
Yeah, so it's red buff, and then I messed up and I went wolves blue. but normally it's red buff, blue buff, Gromp. For Elise, you normally do a 3 camp clear into a dive, but then I saw a gank mid, so I took it, got the kill, and then we got top kill too. So because I just saw 2 angles, I ended up going bot, which is a little bit of a waste of time, but no big deal really. Is my
But I feel like the
Stream
pressure you
capture.
put on early really paves the way for your team to win that game. I was pleased to see it. Our stream.
One sec. I'm trying to make sure that my stream is capturing my browser. Let's see.
We're live again.
Are we? We are. Okay, yeah. Cool. So I know what Noah is playing, or probably playing.
Can you give any insight?
Yeah,
What are we
he
expecting
should be on a Mumu.
Okay.
Oh, that's volume from my phone. Okay, cool. Yeah, he should be on a Mumu. We'll see what ends up happening, but ban should stay the same, I think, and then he should probably be picking a Mumu, probably R1, R2, and they'll probably look to go Wombo or something like that. But because a lot of the pieces are still
Can
up.
I ask about the Aurelia ban game 1? I thought that was really interesting because I feel like their top laner doesn't play a lot of Aurelia. I was wondering if you were planning to play Yorick, and I feel like Malphite is a pretty solid character into Aurelia, so I was wondering why that came out.
I think Nick saw it, like games on it, and I think like yes, it's good into Malphite, or it's bad into Malphite, but I think it just adds some to their dive comp that they were like running, and I think that it was like just one more thing that we would have to worry about, so we'd rather not. And then I think the pick that they ultimately ended up playing was like it's fine, but it is a little bit troll. Like Gnar is good, but I think they picked Gnar to steal Gnar, and to play Gnar, you have to like actively play Gnar pretty frequently, and I don't think they do. So I don't know. I think it worked out for the best. Yeah, same bans, all 3. Soraka, Nick is catching a lot of bans today too. We noticed. He's caught like 2-3 bans every game, and a first rotation ban every game. So that's pretty exciting.
I was also aware of that. I think it's really interesting that they're worried about the Ornn enough to lock it away.
Elegy just lost the game,
see-
by the way. Because if they're playing dive, Jin cannot play into dive. That's not playable. I would expect them to go like a Mumu. Tyler might play Elite Tilia, low-key. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't think Jin is... I think Jin is a very versatile B1, but I don't know if it's the B1 that should probably... that they probably should have played, considering the champs we play.
I think the first and the second game we both saw, or I guess the first and the second draft, we saw mid laners locked in first, which is pretty interesting. Caitlyn Lux, this looks less like dive and more like pick.
Yeah. I mean, they might also pivot front to back. We'll see. We shall see. I mean, Lux and Mumu works fine. You just guarantee Luxor, so, and Caitlyn is just good with Lux, so.
It certainly looks like a very powerful bot lane.
Yeah. They should have prio pretty constantly, if not always.
We see Zach come out on the side of Elegy. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I don't...
Tempest doesn't really play a whole lot of Zach, I think.
Yeah.
Or at least he hasn't played him recently, so... not something I would have expected. And I think that signifies that LG wants to run a sort of dive comp, but it's a little weird to see Jin involved. I think that might have just been a comfort pick for their ADC.
Yeah, I find it so interesting because he plays a lot of Ezreal as well, and we haven't seen him play Ezreal to this point, so...
I was really expecting to see both Jin and Ezreal these few games.
Yeah, I think Ezreal B1 is much better than Jin B1 just because Ezreal is so safe, but... yeah, I'm just surprised they didn't play it based on what we banned. Obviously, he plays so much Aphelios. We were not ever letting that through, but...
I mean, he plays about as much Jhin as he plays Aphelios. It's pretty close.
That's Nick top. Okay, well, that's Noah jungle.
I thought I was about to see Sejuani top. I know it's been done, but
We've talked about it a couple times too, but I don't think it'll be top this game. Okay. Kale ban, we've been banning that. It's just annoying, especially with some of the dive champs they play, whether it's Zach or Jarvan or whatever else. Well, I don't even think we banned it game one, but I did tell the team we should be very, very concerned about this Kale pick, but they didn't end up playing it, so.
Well, top it for an Aurelia ban instead of the Kale ban. Very afraid of Aurelia, which I get. I don't really like laning against Aurelia. She I think she wins lane against like every character in the game, but she's just not as useful during team fights. She just has like a positive lane, I guess, into everyone. So
yeah, I mean, I think it just it just doesn't feel fun to play against. Like it's the whole time is just miserable. And if you slip up, she will get ahead and have a lot of split push pressure, especially if they can get grubs early. But yeah, I mean, I don't think she adds very much to a team fight at all. I think she's more duelist oriented than anything else. ASOL ban is not. I didn't know they even played ASOL, to be honest with you. So.
I'm surprised it's something you're worried about with the Zac and the Morgana. I feel like maybe there's like an argument. I feel like ASOL is a character that needs frontline, and Zac provides it, and Morgana Black Shield, like maybe, but I don't know. I guess we're just gonna be running something mid that ASOL is solid into. I think that ASOL is probably pretty chill into Jace, so I understand the ban, but it makes me wonder if we'll see Kale going into this game, just because it's been let slip through, and EJ does play quite a lot of Kale.
Yeah.
When he played Renekton, he did pretty solidly into Nick, so I feel like letting the Kale slip through might not be the best play. I think we're going to see a very strong Kale come out if we do see it get played.
I mean, I think he played well because Renekton is just so aggressive. I think he should. If I'm Elegy, I would be picking something that is super aggressive here, just to make sure that I can get and keep that prio and give my jungle something to work with.
Jace is also pretty difficult into Akali, but like last round it was Ryze into Syndra, and Tyler made that look Ryze like favored.
Yeah,
so
I
feel
think
like
Ryze is fine. This is a matchup Nick hates. I'll be really, 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 really interested to see how he plays this because he hates Aatrox, whether he has counter pick, whether he has blind into it. He absolutely hates playing into Aatrox, so I'm really excited to see what he might play.
I think if I didn't ban Aurelia every game, I would ban Aatrox. I also not crazy about the matchup. It's probably just it's not probably, it is just a skill
Okay,
issue,
this is interesting.
but
We played, so me and Nick played some ranked yesterday, and he played Gwen into Aatrox, so I'm really excited to see how this lane works out with someone who's a bit higher elo than who we played against yesterday. Really excited, really excited about this matchup.
that is draft done and done. UNF looks like they're running a more front-to-back composition. Elegy looks like they're kind of going for a dive. It's a little weird saying Aatrox in there. I feel like he doesn't fit in as consistently as the rest of the comp.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like a weird little front-to-back. I feel like Elegy's composition doesn't have as straightforward a goal.
Yeah, I agree.
Their past two compositions.
I think UNF is classic front to back behind Sedge. You have a little bit of that mid Jace synergy because Jace can go melee. And then Gwen has empowered autos with the E. So I think that UNF's comp on paper works much better, especially with the ability to get those Caitlyn roots, those Lux roots into the Sedge stuns, guaranteeing Jace Q. There's a lot of like CC synergy that works quite well here. So I'm really expecting UNF to put on a performance with the front to back comp. Elegy, if they do get a pick, if this Akali is given Black Shield and able to go through the Jace into the back line and kind of ignore the Sedge, it's going to be a really hard game for UNF. This Sejuani and Noah is going to have to be really on top of making sure he's peeling for this Zach and the Sakali, because if he doesn't, it'll be a really, really easy game for Elegy. And I agree
I'm
with you.
curious.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. I want to hear what you have to say.
I was gonna say I think that Aatrox's pick is really surprising. I think that Elegy in the 2 games that I played did a really, really good job of picking champs that work for the comp they want to run. And I feel like Aatrox is a pretty big departure from that in this comp. I'm not really sure where he fits it in, if at all. Like you said, maybe if you give him Black Shield and he ults, he can disrupt the team fight. But if you're just playing a champ to disrupt the team fight, I'm not sure how effective that is.
I was gonna ask, Michael, what do you think spurred it? It looked like you expected UNF to go for a dive comp. What do you think caused them to gear shift into this front to back comp? And also, do you think that the jungler is going to be as adept on Sejuani as he would be on Amumu? You seem pretty confident on the Amumu, so I assume he's a bit of an Amumu player. I don't know very much about him. I think you know more than I do.
Yeah, I mean, I think they probably left it just because of the lack of Orianna.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a huge part of the Wombo game plan, and a lot of what Tyler likes to do is on Orianna. I think he's really, really good at it. I think it's maybe even more beneficial that they hadn't gone dive this game, just based on the fact that they did show Morgana, and that is something that you need to be concerned about. But I do think I think he'll do well. We have coaching on Wednesdays, me and him together. We've been working together to make sure that he's up to speed on the things that he needs to do and the sorts of things that is going to be demanded of him in the jungle role. And I feel good about the first coaching session we had Wednesday. I think it was really productive. I'm excited to see if those things come to fruition. A lot of what we talked about was strong side, weak side, and also clearing camps and how those camps need to be cleared to maintain his tempo. And so I'm excited to see if and how he goes about doing that this game. I think I'm really, really excited to see. But I do think that the team comp that they're running does demand more out of him because he's playing Sedge than it might demand from an Amumu.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume that each team will 5-point, but it looks like Elegy is going to go bot here. Maybe stack a bush. Look for a more early Morgana Q. It looks like they'll be going for invade. Exo King is subbing today. It's not Nam, and if he gets caught out by this, he is dead. It looks like he will be able to get away quite easily. Ooh, that was close. That was closer than I would have liked.
I'm honestly surprised he made it out.
As am I. I'll expect Tyler to ward here on the Raptors. Let's go ahead and add some of the stuff that we need here, right? We need some frames, some objective timers. Right? These are the things that we like to see, I think.
I'm super surprised that ELG didn't elect to go for an invade when they had the Nautilus on, I think that was game 2.
Yeah, me as
I'm
well.
also surprised they didn't go for a tank top lane game 2. That was something else I wanted to talk about. Game 2, you chose like 4 AP-esque characters, and they didn't choose a tank until their Nautilus 5th pick, which was also weird that it was a 5th pick.
Yeah,
I was so
their draft
they
was
didn't punish
really
for
bad
that.
game 2. No offense to them. I think that it lacked in a major way just because we had already shown Nico support, and then they are forward support. I'm not really sure why. Or they are for top.
Renekton.
Yeah, they are for top instead of giving top counter pick when they had already seen support. So I'm not really sure who's managing the draft for them, and I think that's an opportunity for them to learn from. Not the biggest detriment in the entire world, but certainly something that you don't want to lose out on if you're Elegy. The Jhin Morgana seeming to be able to chain the CC together quite well, put some decent damage down onto Amber Dragon. Nick hits level 2, a second or two behind the Aatrox here. And Aatrox perfectly wants this wave shoved under the turret at all times. I mean, this is the exact game plan that Aatrox wants to play. I think we're going to see an invade here from Zach. Maybe go behind and look for a gank. It looks like a 3-camp gank.
And I do think we're going to
Q.
see Exo King fall here. I
Yep.
think that Amber Dragon has more opportunity to escape. Evidently not.
Dragon goes down. David having to use his flash there. Really unfortunate for the bot lane.
I'm surprised that Lux held her flash. Jimble Shimble is now on the bottom side of the map. I don't really know if anything can be done about the bot lane here. I expect the bot laners of ELG to just shove it back.
I would expect him to full clear and go scuttle at this point. I think that's probably the best play.
He's quite a bit ahead tempo-wise of Tempest, so it could just be that the Sejuani power farms into being a beast.
Nick having to use
it
flash
doesn't look
there.
like
Aatrox, no ignite, no flash.
It doesn't look like the Zac will really be able to get a lot done top lane. And I feel like it'll also be hard for him to get a lot done mid lane, so we'll probably just see most of the action focused around the bot lane this game.
I'm assuming about the same.
You said that the Aatrox wants to constantly have it shoved under tower, but I feel like the opposite is true. I feel like Gwen wants to sit in this position where she can be kind of more safe under her tower. Obviously, the Aatrox has a lot more opportunity to poke than the Gwen does. He has so much range on his Q, or on his Q1. But I feel like farming under tower is just easier than trying to farm a freeze. I think this Aatrox really has a great opportunity to starve the Gwen out of CS, and he's not really taking it.
Well, Aatrox distinctly has poor wave clear under his turret.
Yeah.
Just based on how the champion's designed. So he'd much rather play... I think this is probably the optimal range, but he definitely wants to be able to decide where the wave is at all times. Nick doing a good job of dodging the Zac Q there. Gonna get caught by Aatrox W. It looks like Nick probably doesn't have much time left on the Rift at this point, and he will go down to Aatrox.
Unfortunately, just because of his flash was forced out earlier, he was just a little bit too far forward for having absolutely zero vision on his side of the map.
And you have to expect this Zac has done bot side into gank, and then has done his top side into gank. So even at early game at this point, the entire UNF team needs to be weary of the fact that this Zac is going to spam gank. He's not a jungler that needs to clear his camps. As long as he has that CC and the health to gank, he's going to. And so UNF needs to be really, really vigilant about where he's at all times.
And now the Hextech Drake, or the first Drake, a Hextech Drake, has spawned. It looks like UNF is a little bit more ready for it. They have 4 members sort of hovering the Drake right now. Jack Frost is already on the Drake, messing with Tempest as best he can.
And he's in a dangerous spot, and that's because their bot lane has Prio, right? So they have the first move. He has to use Flash to get out. This Drake's going to be hard to fight if you're UNF. Now, Tyler has 6, but on Jace it doesn't mean much as it does for Akali. So definitely something to be aware of, and it's not something that they look to be fighting at this point. And Noah is on a ward.
Yep. Quite low. At this point, grubs are spawning in a minute and a half. These past few games, Amber Dragon has been great about roaming to them. I don't expect to see a lane swap or anything crazy, but I wouldn't be surprised if Lux were to start thinking about going upwards. One thing I don't see a lot from Amber Dragon is like any cheeky roams to mid lane. It could just be because of the characters she plays. She's not as capable of doing such a thing. But it does make me kind of sad because I love seeing the support like out and around the map.
I think we saw it a little bit with the Nico at the very least. I thought we saw some cheeky wave plays at least once or twice. She was able to R that Syndra once.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think that was the Otacon fight. Maybe? Or maybe it was for Soul. I don't know. There was like a really cheeky play in bot lane where she just stood as a minion completely separate to the fight, and Syndra went to clear wave and just got popped. It was very charming to see. We do have a lot of members of ELG lurking around mid. And I think Jack Frost is safe enough just with Amber Dragon hovering him, but it's a little scary. Very clearly, they are hungry for the grubs.
I would be really
Um,
surprised to see UNF play for these, especially in Lux. Zac engaging on Gwen, Gwen being able to WE away. Thankfully, doesn't have to take any of the CC. That's a black shield used against the Sedge R. I think Zac R down. He still has passive up. Akali's not quite there yet. They have numbers. Looks like they will be able to do these grubs. I did not think they would be able to. I think that's a mistake there by Noah to take that kill when he could have given it to someone that uses gold more efficiently, and I think that would have been Jace or Gwen. But a little bit ahead is okay.
Meanwhile, we do see Curtain Call come out in the bot lane, pump the Caitlyn down to basically one shot, and the Jhin chases her down under tower, and they end up trading, which I think is not at all what Sorrow was hoping for here, but it's what ended up happening. And the wave state is a little bit more favorable for ELG in the bot lane, so I guess there's that slight advantage.
Important to note as well that ELG Sorrow is going to walk back with Barrier, and Caitlyn has used all of her sums, doesn't have Flash, doesn't have Barrier, and so I wouldn't be surprised to see this Jhin start taking fights more regularly because he has that safety net with Barrier.
The next Drake is 2 minutes away. It's going to be a little bit of time before we start seeing setup for that.
Nick might die in the top lane here. Auto by Aatrox under turret. Doesn't end up getting the kill, but really, really close there for that Aatrox. Nick is going to have to back here. He has TP, so he should be okay, but not the trade that you want to see if you're playing Gwen. Tyler also choosing to back here as well.
I feel like if you're Tyler, his mana is quite low, but just for the tempo of the match, you might want to wait one more wave to back, just so that you're in line with when the Drake spawns. You just have the most gold possible.
Yeah.
XO King gets rooted by the Morgana in the bot lane, and then Soul Shackled, cut down by Sorrow. The Zac is here to follow up towards the Amber Dragon, and Sorrow gets a double kill in the bot lane. This Jhin is 4-1, looking very strong. And is probably holding the brunt of the
Zac
1,000
looking
gold
for an
lead
invade with Morgana as well.
Right now.
They know they're
Jimbo's
ahead. They're
Jimbo just
TPing
offers
into
up
the
his
jungle. It looks like they are going to get huge root from the Jhin across the jungle. Noah there having to flash over the wall to save himself. If you're UNF right now by 10 minutes, the game state does not look good. Now that being said, the Gwen is going to scale. The Sedge with Heartsteel is going to scale. Caitlyn and Lux are going to scale. And I think that's what you're hoping for at this point, especially with this Gwen. You're hoping that late game the Zac shouldn't be a problem because you can kind of evade most of what he wants to do and shred him. But we have to get there first. And if the game keeps progressing in the way that it is, I'm not sure if we will or if we won't. I'm really excited to see the ways that UNF chooses to play behind here. It's not something we had to do in the other two games, so we'll see what they choose to do. Now, Aatrox using R in the top lane here. Not sure he's going to be able to do a lot. Doesn't actually end up doing anything with that World Ender, much more than fearing the wave away. UNF looking to play for this dragon here. My bad, English is not working today, I guess.
Just trying to say Drake and Dragon at the same time. I've done it before.
Unfortunate here
Jack
by
Frost does get
Tyler.
caught out
Morgana
here.
using the R to root as well as Q. Now this dragon is certainly unplayable. Zac looking to E into the jungle and get a Q onto the Sedge. And Lux as well. Lux are invested. Jhin R being used. Picks off Amber Dragon here. Noah being able to walk away with the Zac kill, potentially. Instead dies. Must not have
No.
had anything up. Really unfortunate. And now Exo King is also in some real danger. Zach using the E, and it looks like they will also get Exo King. Just one shot from the Jin. Doesn't even need to be the fourth one. And that's all she wrote. Now, Jin 7 and 1. Honestly, worst case scenario. In just a matter of 2 minutes, we saw the game go from fairly manageable but behind to now UNF being down about 4,000 gold and several kills to this point. And Jin getting another double is just not what you need at this point. ELG using the opportunity to get a ton of vision in the enemy jungle here. UNF not being able to counter it as well because if they step up, they're having a lot of trouble surviving, to put it frankly. Really, really interested to see if UNF just opts to give this drag and go elsewhere. I think that's probably the best idea. Try to trade as best you can, and not worry too much about the second drag. Now, Finn, I have to ask you, because you commentated the other 2 games, can you I'd like to pick your mind at least a little bit about the way the vision looked both games.
Um,
Yeah,
I'm happy to talk about it. I feel like usually UNF has a really strong vision. They always have wards around the objective when the objective is spawning. However, the past couple of games, I felt like it was a little bit more lax. This game, definitely they're doing quite a bit better. I feel like when UNF is behind, which hasn't really been the case this series, this set, they definitely do a lot better on vision. When you're ahead, I guess it gets a little bit easier to just play around and have fun. But when you're
three
behind,
members of
it
UNF
really...
going top for this Aatrox as well here. Important to note while we talk about this vision.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
But presently, the vision for UNF, absolutely fantastic. Past couple of games, I feel like it's more been that ELG is set up, and then UNF comes in afterwards.
Aatrox using the R there, surviving the 3-man gank, going back in for more. Nick choosing to back.
Manages to get a double kill in top lane.
A double kill when UNF sends 3 top. Aatrox walks away with a double kill.
I'm going to be honest, I think this is going to be ELG's game to win. I was a little bit unsure about their comp at the start of this, but I think that they've won their lanes individually hard enough that it doesn't really matter. They're just going to be able to beat out UNF with their stats alone. Obviously, we could see some good team fights once we get a 5 versus 5. I think Exo King
caught out
is...
here. Unfortunately, won't be able to walk away
down
with anything. ELG 11-1 on the Jin. And he has become a real thorn in the side of UNF this game.
Really surprised to see Exo King on the Caitlyn.
As am I.
There is a fight going down in the blue jungle of Team UNF. It's a 3 versus 3. Jimble Shimble looks like he's going to be going down. Jack Frost should barely escape with his life. We do see Shady come in and finish him off with the perfect execution. But I was going to be saying, I'm surprised to see Exo King on Caitlyn, but because I feel like he's so strong on the Kai'Sa that I'd expect him to be fonder of more mobile ADCs. Like, I would imagine this guy to be playing Zeri or even like a Tristana. I guess Caitlyn is just comfortable into Jhin, so that's why he tried it out, but it doesn't seem to be working out for him.
Well, even the last scrim he subbed, we saw him on specifically the Jinx, in which he had an extraordinarily good game. Really surprised that he isn't on the Jinx this game, especially when your comp features things like Sejuani that make the gank so much easier, and Lux even as well. Though I think you would want more of an enchanter like Lulu that was up with the Jinx. They do have the means to facilitate kills for this ADC. It just hasn't been going the way that they've wanted it to by this point. And I think that's a testament to how good this Jhin is playing.
I think you're absolutely right. And now here we are seeing both teams try to set up for the Rift Herald. UNF somehow, some way manages to have a ward just in front of it. I feel like they're getting really bullied away from the objective. I don't think, honestly, that they're even going to be able to contest this thing. At this point, the gold deficit is too much. They're just like not able to walk through their own jungle. The Aatrox is making his stake of the territory known.
And while we were talking, important to note, Akali picked up a solo kill on the Jace.
I'm trying to think about, at this moment, what UNF's win condition is. I feel like their strongest member might just be this Caitlyn, and I can't see her getting a kill on anyone on Team ELG.
I think at this point, your best hope is to try to find a way to get a Sejuani R or a stun down onto this Akali and pick up the smallest of the bounties that ELG has. Now, Morgana not having a bounty at all, the other 4 members having a bounty, you have to start small and build your way back up. I think trying to catch this Akali with the amount of CC that UNF has isn't the worst idea we've seen.
XO King almost puts what you said into practice. He does a cheeky little bit of damage to the Akali from the bush. Honestly, very aggressive for an ADC versus an assassin.
Note, Morgana walking down, Zach also in the bot river. I don't think that he can stay past the river much longer. It does look like ultimately this Morgana's going to come down, and I think just the Morgana's presence gets the kill on the Akali. Important to note, I think they'll be able to kill this Morgana as well. Now, not worth a shutdown, but XO King getting to pick up 2, slowly bring this game back. And you really, really need this Jason Sejuani to show up here now that the Zac is here. Zac investing R here. Jhin misses the root. You need to get this kill on this Jhin. They need to focus the Jhin. Good Sejuani R on the Jhin. Jhin gets stunned. Using the Blast Cone. Almost there. Tyler picking up the kill on the Jhin. And this should be a free kill on this Zac. Now, ELG has just given away so much gold in bounties. And UNF should also be able to get the bounty on this bot turret. Being able to build this gold deficit back closer to even. That is incredible. That the gold that they just made up in that fight alone is absolutely incredible.
That being said, they are still about 6,000 gold behind.
It looks bad.
It's a start. They're building their way back up, and I do think
right?
that UNF will be able to take this dragon.
I do as well.
The only one present to contest it is the Morgana. Gwen is tanking the hits that she needs to tank.
And an objective bounty on the dragon as well.
Jimble Slimble to smite the Drake. This Otacon, though, I'm a little less certain UNF has a stake in. I think that realistically, we should see ELG just take this and bully UNF away. The members of UNF notably have not yet recalled with the bounties that they've taken, so they are going to need to back and then walk down, and I think at this point the Otacon is already going to be gone, which is unfortunate but unavoidable at this state.
And at this point, it's important to note that Tyler is also ahead in items, has the Eclipse, has the Muramana, and the Akali only has the Rocket Belt right now, losing all of the stacks on that Dark Seal. Even though Tyler's now ahead in CS and items as well, there may be an opportunity for him to start getting some kills, especially with that Muramana spike. I think Tyler's in a pretty good spot to really, really start fighting here now, as long as they select their targets carefully.
I feel like the most realistic member to take down of Team ELG is the Akali. She's the only one of her team who's losing lane right now, or I guess has less gold than her laner. Obviously, Akali is a very slippery character, but she's not a very healthy character. And I think the best way to push a lead is to really focus on the weak link of your opponent's team. EJ the Ghost does cut down Nick in the top lane.
Nick
Uh,
investing Flash as well as EJ the Ghost, and Nick also investing the R to try to get away does not pan out.
just pushing the bar even further away from Team UNF. We do see Jack Frost versus Shady happening in the bot lane, and as expected, Jack Frost does pick up a kill on the Akali. Very, very fantastic. He does have to use Flash for it, but you know, he's building himself up. He's setting himself towards where he needs to be, and I think you're completely right that UNF needs to be playing around this Jace if they want to win anything.
I
this
agree.
game.
The ability for him to CC and burst is really important. He is ahead of his laner. The Jace is doing, despite the circumstances of this game, he's a third of their kills. He has roughly half the KP of this game. And I would thoroughly be playing around this Jace considering the burst and the CC options that he has available to him. And if I was ELG, I would make sure wherever that Jace is at, which it appears what they're doing now, they would also send the Aatrox here. This is not someone that Tyler can deal with because this Aatrox having this hubris is incredibly strong. And Tyler knows that. He'll choose to back away. Also, last back we saw the Caitlyn come back with Infinity Edge, which will be important. Still a full item down behind this 12-2 Jhin. I'm surprised at this point, and Nick is also dead top lane, but I think that's a side note to what I'm about to say, is that I'm surprised that we're seeing the investment of 4 people top, as opposed to trying to find these picks when UNF extends, because you should imagine that they should only have, like, they should be able to win 1v1, 2v2, even maybe a 2v3 at this point, depending on the members that are there for UNF. I would expect them to be going for more important picks, especially this Aatrox going to get the 1v1 against Tyler and does win. I don't expect UNF to be able to catch him here, and I think that he'll be able to walk away.
I think that they're able to send 4 top just because they have the incredible confidence in that Aatrox to be safe under any circumstance. I think that the 3v1 earlier just has made ELG so confident in their top laner that they feel like he could 4v1 and win. And I don't think they're wrong. I don't think this confidence is misplaced.
I don't either, especially when this Aatrox has R. He is a threat. We were questioning the Aatrox pick, and for good reason. I'm still not sure it fits cohesively into the comp, but it doesn't matter when you're 7-0. When you're 23-9, it doesn't really matter what fits into the comp. The comp is working. And so really, really, really interested to see how this Aatrox build this lead and really, really use it to his advantage, as well as without it having to be said, the Jhin as well.
We do see the members of ELG taking this Baron. I don't think UNF is going to be able to even try to sneak a smite in. Additionally, this is ELG's first Baron, I think, so we're going to see what they can really do with it. UNF doesn't tend to end on the first Baron they take. I'm curious if ELG will be able to manage. Obviously, the mid wave is pushed quite hard, but they're going to be looking for the Drake first.
This is a mistake. The Aatrox has R. This is not playable by UNF. I really, really, really would like them to walk away from this, to play this safely, especially if they get a good wipe on the side of ELG, ELG getting the wipe on UNF. With the Baron and the strength of their team, I just think that they could end the game at this point. Lux trying to steal almost does, but not quite.
Honestly, I think that I would have preferred to see ELG shove mid with 4 of their teammates and Tempest to try and clear the Drake alone. I feel like it could have gotten something with that, and I think it's something that really forces a response from UNF. If necessary, they could send the Aatrox towards the Drake, but I feel like this game could be over sooner, but I guess it's a bit riskier of a play, and ELG just seems to be very consistent in their like, while they're winning in this one game that we've seen them win, they're very consistent with their gameplay. They're only going for like a 4-man dive in the top lane. It's a very overkill, but it's guaranteed to work out, and I think that seems to be their MO in this winning position.
I will also say I don't think the game plan, even losing, has changed for ELG. I think they played aggressive junglers like the Jarvan, like the Zac, like the Xin Zhao, that have high gank potential, and I just don't think that it was punished or that UNF was as cognizant for it this game, unfortunately. And I think that because this jungler was able to gank bot, was able to gank mid, was able to gank top so early and so effectively, it really made all the difference in the world for the way that they want to go about their gameplay. And they want to be aggressive. They want to look for dives. Yes, they want to look for the guaranteed plays and the most efficient plays. And to be frank, when you have Zac, when you have Jarvan, when you have Xin, the most efficient thing to do is gank.
Here we do see ELG putting all of their pressure in the bot lane. Zac going in, it doesn't really manage to get anything, but we do see the ult come out from Aatrox, the World Ender.
I feel like he, a couple times now, has used that ult a little prematurely as well. I'm not sure that he needed to invest it there, especially with the Gwen having W. I'd like to see him be a little bit more hesitant to use that ultimate, especially because he's so strong, even without it at this point.
The next Baron is the way it'll mark the game. What were you gonna say? I'm so sorry for cutting you off.
No, you're perfectly fine. I am noticing that ELG slowly, as they should be, really marching into the jungle of UNF. Holy moly! Really getting some deep vision, really making these aggressive plays as they should be. They're playing up tempo because they have a lead. I do agree with you that this game could have certainly been ended sooner. I think at this point, while we said earlier it's ELG's game to win, I also think it's their game to lose. The longer that they sit around and let UNF scale, the worse it looks for them. You want to take advantage of the people ahead that you have right now, and I'm not sure they are doing so to full effect.
I completely agree with you. I feel like the finish line for UNF is so far away that ELG could really mess around and take their time for quite a while, but at some point they have to really wrap this game up, and I really hope that the end of this game is a Baron and not an Elder Drake. I think it doesn't... Like, next Baron should be the end, but we'll see what we get. That being said, both Drake and Baron are spawning around the same time. I think it would be best for UNF to just focus the objective that ELG is not on. I'm expecting ELG to be on Drake, unfortunately, just because it's Soul, and it's a lot harder to kill Baron. It's just harder to kill Baron than Drake. We see Exo King get caught out once again by the Aatrox. It's unfortunate how often we're seeing members of Team UNF get caught out. I feel like people are just randomly dying here and there, and that's not something we normally see from UNF. I feel like it could be an issue of like a vision deficit. But normally we don't see games where UNF drops this many deaths, and I'm curious what about it, or what about this game is causing that to happen.
I can tell you what I think it is.
It could just be that. Please tell me what you think it is. I'd love to hear your opinion on it.
I think the distinct lack of blue trinket on the side of UNF, Tyler just now picking it up. I mean, you take a blue trinket, especially later in the game, if you can't face check the bush, and I'm not sure anyone but Sedge can. Now, obviously the support is going to have to take red trinket to receive the most value there, but the Caitlyn still having yellow trinket doesn't make a ton of sense to me. And then Tyler just now getting it as well. I mean, it's a good buy at this point. Maybe could have gotten it a little bit earlier, but I digress. We're seeing a team fight break out here. I think you're
honestly... Sorry, go on.
Nick managing to pick up one, but ELG definitely going to walk away ahead. It looks like they'll pick up most of the UNF team, just leaving the Lux alive, and it doesn't look like Lux Caitlyn are going to be able to get away without using this flash. Akali's still willing to play aggressive with this Aatrox. Has to be careful, though. Caitlyn still has the R. Lux still has the R. Goes in with Zanya's. That's a great trap by Caitlyn to shut down and kill. And if they can get this pick, which I expect them to be able to, it's really unfortunate that you see the Lux take it there, especially when the Caitlyn was willing to invest the R to make sure that she was able to get the kill on this Aatrox and get that big shutdown. Really, really unfortunate to see it go the other way.
I don't think that I've seen this. I think his name is Shady. I don't think I've seen Shady use Zanya's and survive a single time. Even in this game where he's so far ahead, he pulled out the Shattered Ardengarn, immediately dead. It's a little unfortunate. He does not make the item look as strong as it is.
I think he just
And
wants
it's
to spend a
interesting how
little more
much he
time on the
favors the
Rift.
item. You know, that's completely fair. The gray screen is something to fear.
He has bought it every game, hasn't he?
Yeah. And even this game, I feel like it's not something that you need on a Kali. I guess the Jace is quite strong and the Caitlyn is quite strong, but Akali has the tools to survive, and I don't think she needs the tool that is Zanya. I feel like she can benefit more from damage than from this defense, but also she's ahead, so maybe you're just supposed to build defense when you're ahead.
I mean, even more
Jack
questionably,
Frost
she still
very
has the
nearly gets
Dark
caught out.
Seal.
It's forced to expend Flash. She does still have the Dark Seal. I think she probably just has nothing better to trade it for in this moment.
I mean, I just don't. I mean, sure, there is a minor amount of value from getting the Dark Seal. It's giving her 15 ability power and some health, but I think maybe using that slot to buy components might better suit what the Akali is trying to do here at this point.
We do see Akali try to duke it out with UNF's own Nick in the bot lane here, and it managed to come out on bottom. I don't think this Akali is really able to get anything done in this game, which is a little unfortunate. Also,
UNF has
Dragon
numbers
gets a
advantage in
fantastic
their
snipe.
top jungle right now. You would love to see them play with this. I think that they can play. They have R's. Sejuani R to shut down this Aatrox could be something massive, but ultimately they choose not to go for it.
We do see Curtain Call get invested completely with. Amber Dragon hits a fantastic snipe with her final spark to clear out the support of Team ELG. And we are seeing ELG siege the mid lane with all of their operating members. In the bot lane, Nick did go down in the end to the Akali, so I guess we know who wins that matchup. Elder Dragon is spawning in 3 minutes, and it looks like ELG is looking to use the Elder Drake to end this game. So if there's any takeaway from this, I would say that UNF is far better in a winning position than ELG are. I feel like ELG really doesn't know exactly how to close out this game. Despite their incredible strength, they're barely managing to take a tower with Baron, which is kind of disappointing to see, but I hope that they can learn from this game going forward.
Well, I'd like to add
There's
that
not really a
UNF
lot
has
to do
worked
around
on it
that.
quite
Sorry, go on.
effectively as well. Ending the game is something that can be really, really difficult. And seeing it go to Elder is really, really tough. Because you know that a team that was this far ahead should and could have ended it earlier. So it's something that UNF has spent an extensive amount of time working on and ending this game, and I think we've gotten much better at it. I think it's something that ELG is just going to have to practice, and I think with time, if they can continue to build leads like they have in this game against other teams, it will greatly benefit them in the long run. Elder up in a minute 45.
I don't think that we're going to be seeing a lot happening around the map right now. We will see preparation just for this Elder Drake, but Team UNF can't really get a lot of that going down. ELG has incredible control of the map right now. All of the lanes are pushed about under the towers, and this Drake should realistically be completely uncontested and should just be a wash. ELG should roll over UNF like ocean waves at this point. And it's just kind of
great, by the way.
waiting for that to come. Thank you.
I don't know if there's not enough people in the chat to say that was great, but that was excellent. It truly was magnificent.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That was very poetic of you.
We do see all 5 members of ELG present for this Drake, lurking in the bushes around the Drake. Amber Dragon, seen by Shady. Jimble Shimble, seen by Cease and Assist. Tempest goes straight in It looks like he's gonna get cut down.
And he
does
does.
die, but the Zac passive has his back.
Aatrox using R is
The
going to kill
Ghost
this entire team.
goes in with the World Ender.
They do not
and
make it out of this
just
alive. That
cleans
is
up.
game over.
They don't even need the Elder Drake.
No.
It looks like Team ELJ, or no, ELG will be pushing through the bot lane, or maybe through the mid lane, and just finishing this game off cleanly. They played absolutely fantastically this game. The Zac was very prominent around the map. The Aatrox was able to stomp his own lane. The Gwen just didn't get the help she needed. And yeah, just a very, very clean game for ELG.
And a great set by UNF as well. Unfortunately, dropping this last game, not something that you want to see. You'd always like to walk out of scrims with the 3-0, but doesn't always pan out that way. Great games by ELG and UNF. Really, really, really happy and proud of the performance that the UNF put on.
Well, it was my absolute pleasure to be here and to cast with you tonight, Michael. Thank you for the opportunity, and I hope you have great luck and a great time interviewing the two players at once that you'll be doing.
Thank you so much, Finn. It was an absolute pleasure casting with you. I am so excited to do it in the future. I hope we can do this more. It was an absolutely excellent experience. Thank you so much for joining me.
Have a great night.
Thank you as well. And now we'll be moving to the interview portion, this end of this stream, with Noah and Nick from the other team, the top laner and jungle, respectively. Welcome, guys. How are you? I can't hear either of you, so that might be an issue. Let's try this. Hello, hello, hello. Discord audio. Well, this is a problem, because I can't hear either of you. Makes for a tough interview, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see what we can do. Hello?
Hello?
Let me try to close. Hello?
Hello?
You can't. Hello? Can you hear us? Oh, maybe it's him.
Yeah.
1 second, guys. I think my audio is messing up.
So I didn't know that.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. We're picking up
There we
audio
go.
now. I'm glad that this is working. How are you guys doing after the games?
I feel pretty good.
It's good.
Good. Now, this is a little weird for me because normally I'm not interviewing anyone, but excited to be doing it. Excited to be here with you guys. The first two games you won, Nick. How was the team attitude coming out after those two games?
It was good. I think game 2 was a little more tough than game 1, but I think we got some good practice in. I think we're pretty solid with the characters we played game 1. Yeah, I mean, you know, we were trying new characters in game 2 and 3, so trying to get some practice in.
Now, Noah, this is your second game with the team. The first set in which you played was a win. The second one a loss. How are you enjoying the team so far? And what do you what kind of, I know that you're fairly new to jungle. What kind of things do you think differed from the first set you played to the second set you played?
It's a good question. We were able to get some good. That's a good question. I guess they just got a lot of early game fights in this game that went in their favor. So it was kind of, it was kind of a little more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like last game, I was playing like the easy champ, so I could kind of focus my fundamental, like, you know, just trying to like jungle, this game, I was playing a little more different champ. Uh,
Well,
Yeah.
that's awesome, Nick. So I noticed, even from set to set, games to game, what was the sort of mentality and conversations that you guys were having during the game 3 draft? Can you tell me and walk me through the draft just a little bit?
Well, David got confused on the timer of the pick, and we had to pick Caitlyn, which wasn't well. It was a bit of a mistake.
Okay.
We weren't we weren't really ready for the draft.
Okay.
We were gonna go Jinx Milio,
Mm-hmm.
but then we ended up going Caitlyn Lux.
Distinctly different.
For just for fun, I guess.
Okay.
At that point. Yeah. It was pretty different than what we thought was gonna happen. Yeah. And then we decided it was time to practice new characters.
Okay. Interesting. Now, we did see, they played Renekton in game 2, and on the stream we were talking a little bit about how effective the aggressive sort of top laning was working in their favor, as opposed to what they played game 1. They've locked in the Aatrox game 3, and I know that you've played Gwen into Aatrox before. What was kind of the mindset in picking the Gwen, and what kind of things were you looking for in the matchup?
Well, the plan was to go for Noah to top, like focus top side. So I thought Aatrox is gankable, especially because he goes Ignite usually. And then the plans changed a little bit.
Mhm.
So it's a tough lane, even though it's supposed to be winnable. It's a tough lane for me. I'm still learning Gwen, I guess.
Mhm.
But I don't really know what else to play into Aatrox, to be completely honest. I mean, Malphite is really good in Aatrox, but it was already picked, so I don't really have like a really good. I mean, Malphite and Kennen are good into Aatrox, and I don't. They both were picked already.
Yeah.
So, that guy is way better at aggressive characters than Gnar.
Mm-hmm.
That guy needs to only play Renekton and Aatrox, and I really did. He is incredible.
And we were critical of that. On stream, we said that we thought he picked Gnar to steal the Gnar, but I think, and Finn thought, that you have to play Gnar to be able to play Gnar. And so it didn't work out for him game 1. Probably sticking to those aggressive top laners looked to work much better for him. Was really impressed by the gameplay. Now, let's talk a little bit about this pathing mentality. So, Noah, we saw 2 pretty gankable lanes, one in Morgana and one in Morgana Jhin, which is hard because of Black Shield, but Jhin is immobile, and then the Aatrox. Now, I think the Jhin and the Aatrox, respectively, 2 strongest members of their team. Did you find yourself wanting to gank mid more because Tyler was ahead or even, or did you think that it was more important to kind of go to these other places and try to help out as best you could in playing Sejuani and kind of anti-dive the Zac?
Yeah, I definitely thought the latter option was probably what I was going for. I was mainly thinking about ganking side lanes. I didn't really ever have any like super good opportunities to. I was always just, I don't know, somehow just found myself in the wrong spot at the wrong time.
Well, okay. Guys, I thought you played a great set. Definitely games to look and learn from, and a few games, all of the games, honestly, to be proud of. You guys lasted much longer than we expected you to, especially with the lead that ELG had in the third game. So great job on that. Is there anything you guys want to share before we end the stream?
We're just looking forward to building out a roster of characters for next semester. I'm very excited to see what the team looks like. We're trying a lot of new stuff right now, so it should be fun. A lot of fun things to look forward to, I guess. Maybe me learning how to play against an aggressive player once. So yeah, it should be fun.
Awesome.
We had a good time today. Game
That's
3 was
awesome.
tough, but
Noah, anything you'd like to share before we go?
No, I just thought that was a good game. This jungler was a little more experienced, so that was a good experience to have, just kind of fighting or playing against a jungler that was like a few tiers above what I'm capable of right now.
it's the best way
So
to learn.
that's something that's the best way to learn. It's something to look at.
It's good.
Well, we look
Yeah.
forward to seeing the team grow in the direction that it does and seeing you both individually grow in the ways that you'd like to. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this interview, and thank you everyone who has watched the stream to this point. We greatly appreciate all the eyes and ears on this stream. Thank you so much, and that is UNF Scrims League of Legends for Thursday night. Good night, everyone.